What's up, guys? Welcome back. Amazing RC. Brian here at the Tamiya Flatbed. Completed bag C last night, and I tell you what, bag A, deck, cool. Bag B, the whole leg system, whole mechanics, super cool. Bag C, man, this was revolutionary. I tell you, every time I get into this book, I'm just blown away. Every single time I think I can't learn anything new. I think I can't be amazed anymore, and I am. And the reason for that is I mean, they must have, they being Tamiya, must have just had a squad of people going over every single part on here. I could probably spend 2 hours talking about all the little cool tidbits that I found, but I'm going to give you some of the highlights. Everything fits like a clock. All the suspension is super duper nice. 90% of it's metal, with, you know, an exception of the axle housings, the little bridges here, a couple of the inner parts to the leaf springs themselves. Other than that, everything is just bolt after bolt after bolt after nut after nut. I mean, there's so many. The bag C must have been the heaviest bag that there was. And it comes with some little metal bushings, and I went and robbed 8 bearings for the axles and wheels out of my Tamiya Unimog. So I'm going to have to replace those before I build the Unimog, because I want bearings in that. But I'm glad that I did, because the wheels feel so good. Everything works perfectly. It's solid as a rock. And believe it or not, as compact as this is in here, it wasn't that difficult to do. I actually built this entire thing and installed all of it in probably an hour and a half. Now, Bob at Hobby Concepts can probably build this entire thing in an hour and a half. But me being a noob and not ever touching one of these before, everything went perfectly fine. I didn't have to back up and put different screws in. Of course, you guys all know that the Tamiya books give you all the screw lists and the bolt lists and everything, and they're all exactly the same size as they are in real life. So super duper easy to put together. I will say something awesome that I was just so surprised in is these dampeners here that go on either side of the leaf spring sets. I was just blown away that you go to build the dampener and it looks like that the top barrel is just one piece, and it's not. You can actually, and are required to, unscrew the top of the barrel so that you can insert the shaft and the spring and then oil it up and then put the, you know, top of the barrel back in. The machining that goes in this teeny tiny little part was just fascinating to me. You know, I mean, it's not like it's a children's toy or whatnot. You know, this is a very nice, like I say, I always say, it's a model that you can just you just happen to be able to drive it around. But I mean, they went so above and beyond in their quality of materials that it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I love it. I love it now more than I even loved it in bag B and bag A. This was a very cool portion of the build. It really, I mean, it rolls so nice. I've already had it, you know, attached to the semi here, the old Grand Hauler. I haven't driven it around yet, but I'm going to soon, probably before I do much else. I am going to finish this because there's only bag D left. That's what's next. Bag D. Bag D consists of the wood decking, which we're going to talk about in a second, because I might have to switch a little something up here, or at least in the very beginning, because the wood decking seems very permanent, and I'll explain why in a second. But it's got the rear bumper housings. I gotta string up some LEDs for it because, of course, I mean, if everything else lights up like a Christmas tree, this is going to as well. I would also like to put some side lights on it. You know, these little holes right here are for my uprights. That's also, I believe, in bag D. But these are all the uprights where you get your little chains and all that cool stuff in it. I may either drill some extra holes. I've got some really nice metal LED housings, 3mm, and I might do some cool side marker lights, because when you do, you know, your turn signal and this whole flatbed is blinking, bam, 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 with the turn signal of the Grand Hauler, it's going to look like one cohesive piece. It's going to look super, super nice. So I might do that as well, but before I put this on, I'm going to want to run those wires inside here. But that leads into an issue. What if I have to get to the wires again? I mean, sure, they're LEDs. Sure, I solder everything. Probably will never have an issue. But what if I do? I'm going to have to break all my wood to pull everything off, because it's two-sided sticky tape. And Tamiya two-sided sticky tape ain't no joke. I don't know if some of you may not have ever messed with some of this stuff, but when you stick it, it ain't going nowhere, period. If you got it, everything all nice and clean and ready to go the correct way, it's a permanent thing, or you're going to break it trying to get it off. So I got to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with that, because there's a super nice channel through the entire center of this thing for wiring, or whatever they, you know, figured it for, but I like it for wiring. But anyway, rear bumper, little muddy flaps go on there, the chains, the uprights. I may install the uprights first to get one whole thing, and then take them off later when I want to figure out what I'm going to do to drive up and down. Like I said, rear bumper. And then we've got our little headache rack. Bammo, that goes up here somewhere. Bam! Oh, this thing's going to be so sexy. That's another thing. And I keep saying everything fits together like a clock. It really does. All these pieces, a lot of them are super duper sharp until you put it together, because they actually hide all the sharp corners and everything. And when you put like this little plastic corner here, it is exactly perfect with both sides. It's like they took so much time in fitting all these pieces to where they could just start knocking them out, you know, just from a die somewhere to start cutting, and everything's always going to be perfect. I'm so impressed at how this is going together. So that's bag C, guys. Got the wheels on here, super duper sexy dually action. It looks so good with the other super sexy dually action up in here. I can't wait to get these two together and get them out. We're going to take it out to a bunch of concrete and just drive this thing around. We're going to try to park it a bunch of different ways. We're going to try to put the trailer somewhere and back into it and have the legs go up. Bam, and be ready to rock and roll. I mean, I can't wait, to be honest with you. And then we'll figure out what we're going to put on the back of this thing as far as little RC cars driving up and down. So, Bag D's coming up next, guys. Hope to get that video out to you very, very soon. I'd like to be working on that this evening. Until then, it's Brian, Amazing RC, Tamiya Flatbed, Tamiya Grand Hauler, Tamiya Action. See you guys soon.